Replaying your words there in my head. When you're not here, I'm stuck in bed. I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break down. Watch all of the bullets fall to the ground. You took a shot and I'm yours now. But I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break down, break down, break down.
Hallo. Sprichst du Deutsch? Mama. Hier, Mama hat bekommen. Mama, was ist denn? Ich hab Posten. Guck mal. Der größte ist der. Was? Großen.
Welcome back. Match 1 of the RLCS Winter Major for day 2 is completed. I'm Wavepunk, joined by Stumpy, T-Bates, and Rlsc. Diz, that match was we thought after game 1, I think we were like, was Dignitas really in trouble? But then they set things straight.
I was terrified, and it wasn't for me. It was for you, Stumpy. Oh. I was terrified.
It was horrifying.
I was never worried, man. Listen, Dignitas started off a little bit slow, but then ahead of them boys, I got to give them their props. Look at Super Launching right there. Just a beautiful demo, air dribble bump right there. But Dignitas, I mean, game 4 alone shows you how much more skilled they are than KC.
It was worrying, though, at times where you look at Dignitas go for a shot, and you think, I said it literally on the pre-show, like, yesterday we saw Jack going for shots, and you'd think, okay, you score these. Joris has, firstly, no right to score that.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. But then they ended up, you know, getting back into the pace of things.
That's right.
Then they brought it in.
Right.
It was a long wind-up, though. That does worry me. I don't want them to go in cold into, you know, the following days and just lose quickly.
That would be not poggers, as the children say. I am very excited to see KC Pioneers, though, as we continue through the schedule. They will be playing here in our next match. Let's take a look at the groups there. As that D group that we are currently working through now, sitting with Space Station at 2-0, Dignitas at 2-1, and the Pioneers at 1-1, which leaves only one match left to be played there. Space Station taking on KC Pioneers to finish things off, possibly create some tiebreaker scenarios. I think, Stumpy, you have the details here.
Yeah, so if SSG win this matchup, then it's like, fair enough, SSG, cool. They're top of the group, happy days, no tiebreaker happens. If, though, Pioneers end up beating SSG, it all comes down to a 3-way tiebreak, and then it falls to game differential. If KCP, they end up winning 3-2, they become the 3rd seed, and Dignitas face off versus SSG for 1st in that group. A very, very good spot to be in for the bracket. However, if KCP wins 3-1 or 3-0, it is then KCP versus Dignitas for that coveted 1st spot. So this all happens if KCP manage to beat SSG.
All right, well, then hopefully that doesn't happen for SSG's sake, because I don't even know how that just happened. You just talked about a whole bunch of match scenarios that I didn't understand.
Here's the thing for Space Station. For any of that to happen, for them to not get that top spot, they do have to lose this match. There's no way, if they win, does not matter the score line, they will be the #1 seed coming out of the group. If they were to get swept or lose one game or only win one game, then things start to get worse for them here. But a lot of work through there. Let's talk about KCP. Let's see the players again. They didn't even have to move very far. I don't think they didn't even switch seats. They get to stay comfortable here.
Right.
I mean, Rlsc, when you're playing in a lane environment like this, you're not playing on your home setup, like how important is it to get comfortable on the stage?
It's everything. You see players take off their shoes, their stinky feet underneath the desk. They stinking up the play arena, but hey, you have to get as comfortable as possible to play at your absolute finest. And honestly, this KCP roster, they showed up last match. They surprised a lot of heads. They were turning a lot of heads, and I'm excited to see if they can bounce back with a warm-up game against a cold coming in SSG.
Base, was there a player that stood out to you in the match against Dignitas?
I think they all played pretty solid. I guess I'm just gonna always go back to my boy Banana Head. First off, he stood out the moment he had his little pre-day media day, and he was always talking about how the old head's about to move out the way because he's here now. And also, over almost a year to this date, I was clowning him. They had a good performance at OCE regional at some point back then. And I said Banana Head won't be here, and he's here now, so I always look at Banana Head.
Well, let's take a look at the other side. Banana Head, a player to watch for KC Pioneers, but Space Station taking the stage for the first time today, a team that thrives in this environment.
We have not seen another team get up and get loud because it is game day. Like, that is exactly what they have done. And if anybody was watching yesterday, you need to look a little bit further than Daniel for that noise. But that man is everything on the pitch. He's much more demure when he's playing in person. Yesterday when they won, Chrome just beat him up. Like, he was like slapping him all over there, smashing him into walls. But then it came down to Arsenal, where he was absolutely everything on and off the pitch. I was so impressed with him, where he was standing up, he let loose, he was screaming, he was talking trash across the screens. These guys are facing each other. He was shouting as much as he could. And if you are KCP in that situation, and you have that amount of just a torrent of sheer, not abuse, but just action coming towards you, you have to stand firm.
Oh, no, and I believe KC will stand firm. You know why? Because they have really no expectations coming here. They're punching up anyways. Dignitas, on the other hand, you hear the people screaming at you, you're feeling like, oh, no, now he's getting loud, he's getting proud. That might mess up your gameplay a little bit. But KC, man, they're playing with cash money, man. It's all day, every day for them. They're just here to play upset. So they might even be laughing at Arsenal and Rlsc when they get hyped.
Well, let's get the Verizon fan vote going. Let us know at home who you think is going to take this match down. Use hashtag KCP for KC Pioneers or hashtag SSG for Space Station. We'll go down the line here. I think it's a given that we all know that Space Station is the favorite in this environment, Roll Diz. The question for me is, do we see a different Daniel than we saw yesterday? Do we see the Daniel we've seen online as you make your prediction? Thoughts about that?
You know, I'm going to make my prediction quick, easy. SSG, and we will see a different Daniel. We will see the man that everybody has been expecting at this major. He just needed a little day to warm up.
Okay. Is the one warm-up day enough, Bates?
Yeah, it's more than enough. They have less pressure in this matchup. They probably expect to go in and win. They're the better team. They know that. It's going to be clean sweep right here, 3-0.
Now. Now.
Please.
I can't. Don't look me in the eyes and just go, please, come on. No. Although SSG are the better team on paper, I was so impressed with how Pioneers did versus Dig. I do think, though, Dig are a weaker team than SSG, especially considering yesterday with that reverse sweep. But we have to have a bit of magic. This is the major. We need something here to continue the flames from yesterday. I have Pioneers beating SSG. I think that when it comes down to it, they're going to start throwing as much trash talk back over at SSG.
And maybe
they can't deal with it.
Yeah, you're done. You're done already. I need everybody who tweeted at me, Wave, and DeMar yesterday and tweet at this man. He's already bringing the EU bikes out.
No
How do you make this pick? There's no way. Stop
They're
it, man.
actually
Go back on the
team.
fight.
How
Go
is
back
that
on the fight.
EU bias?
No, because you're expecting SSG to lose, and that's so that Dignitas actually has a chance to get first in the group. I don't understand what you're doing over there, Stumpy. Don't think you got poor fast on me. Go back on the plane.
Classic NA education saying that OCE is in EU.
At the risk of creating a meme that will haunt me for the rest of my career, I'm also predicting Space Station to win this. We'll see what happens if this screenshot gets completed after the Dignitas one from yesterday. The players are ready. How do the chat feel about this matchup? Did they have any more confidence? No, much less confidence after that match they saw. 83% for Space Station there. Let's get into match number 2. Does the magic carry over? We know Arsenal and Rlsc are feeding off the environment, but how does Daniel feel? And how do KCP feel after getting one match under their feet? KCP in the blue, Space Station in the orange. The Verizon Skybox has stacks and achieves.
It's very simple for Space Station Gaming. Win, and they advance directly to the YouTube Theater on Saturday. They skip tiebreaker day. They skip the lower bracket. They go uppers. But if they lose, all of a sudden, Pandora's box opens and we go into tiebreaker mode.
And there is a world where Pioneers could be #1 in the groups. They could enter into a potential tiebreaker with Dignitas if they win 3-1 or better. And to be fair, I think you do have to give Stumpy at least a little bit of credit. They did look exceptional against Dignitas just now, even if it ultimately resulted in a loss. But Space Station, if Daniel is locked in after yesterday's shaky performance, I think it's going to be a lot to ask from Pioneers here.
And listen, if Space Station scores, you'll hear it. Trust me, we'll hear it. Even through the headsets. Banana Head going to clear this one away. Arsenal, the emotional leader of an incredible comeback victory for SSG yesterday, but it's Scrub who gets things going, and he's been a huge part of the Pioneers' success so far.
Starting off well here. Great approach from Banana Head in the corner, surprising Daniel by getting through Rlsc, and then Banana Head realizing there was some hesitation coming out of the net from him, threw a little juke as he headed up the wall, delayed the touch out, and that really twisted him up on the goal line. So, and again, strong opener from Pioneers. They came to play.
Scrub leading the team in demolitions, the stat that has kind of been the main talking point of this whole season. 9 demolitions. He had 5 against Scrub Killa. Take that for what it's worth. Banana Head against Arsenal. Super Lucky's there, and Super Lucky makes it 2-0.
Putting the pressure on Space Station early. Scrub, it would again just absolutely confuse Space Station's goal line defense, and a way to come through and drop the hammer on him, Super Lucky.
This is exactly how the Dignitas series started. 2 goals out of the Pioneers. Then Dignitas came back and scored 3 unanswered. Space Station got to get it figured out sooner rather than later. I disagree with the points that Bates had on the desk about Space Station having less pressure on them. They lose, their path to #1 becomes a lot muddier.
Yeah.
Almost impossible in one case.
But certainly not gone by any stretch of the imagination. If this one does go 5, Space Station would be in that tiebreaker game with Dignitas. So we shall see how this one winds out, as currently Space Station really struggling to get a foothold on the offensive side of things right now. Gotta love the midfield presence from Pioneers early on.
Demolition. Scrub couldn't get the shot off ahead of Arsenal. And now Daniel will take this away, but he got bumped by Banana Head. And it's going to be Rlsc. Stuffed by Scrub. And again, struggling to get out of the zone is SSG. Daniel's got a full tank of boost. And then the demolition from behind by Scrub. Leading in the physicality department. Off the backboard. There's Arsenal. Drop one right onto Super Lucky. Follow up now from Daniel. Look at his center, and that's going to go far too strong. Does go over to Arsenal, but Super Lucky is right there. So to a Scrub, here comes the Pioneers again.
And Space Station should be looking to get opportunities to shoot in Arsenal's hands. See if he's still got that pixel-perfect placement that he had yesterday. He's incredibly lethal when given opportunities on target. And that's a great demo from Arsenal as well, trying to open up some space for Space Station to get through that midfield line. They definitely tend to hold the demo-heavy category over the Pioneers in terms of demos per game. And hopefully that can at least give them a little bit of breathing room. But so far, it's been Loctite for Pioneers in the midfield. It's been difficult to find any space to operate on. Forced into the long clears and just seeing if they can hang on to the ball.
Well, that man right there who just had the ball very briefly, Scrub, has been the X factor for the Pioneers. Statistically, not all that impressive throughout the winter split, but he stepped up in a huge way here at the LAN, as the great ones usually do. And Scrub trying to make a name for himself. This is left for Daniel. He pushed that one high and wide. And he and Space Station Gaming are going to want that one back. They may get another look. Arsenal off the crossbar, and Banana Head sends it away.
Nice couple of approaches for Space Station. The misdirection was good as well. Pioneers really thinking hard about how Space Station was going to put that one on target. Unfortunately for them, Daniel wide off the post, and the second one off the bar. So Space Station starting to get the offense rolling here, but could be perhaps too little too late. Not a lot of time on the clock left.
Scrub all day to play. This ball goes underneath one, but Rlsc will boom it downfield. He's got Arsenal lining up a double, and he just about nailed it. but off to the side. Rlsc going up to the sky as well, but he was way, way late. And Scrub can clear this away. Space Station Gaming, their accuracy not on point at all. Super Lucky just got to this before the demo, and Daniel is going to be contested by Banana Head. Now Rlsc got a chance here. He's going to have to take this himself. Heat-seeking missile there. Arsenal double demo, and that's going to do it. Daniel gets him on the board.
That is just brilliant from Space Station. Rlsc thinking, oh, I'll pass, but then Arsenal says, no, I'm going to go get the demo, and Rlsc says, okay, I'll pass it off the wall, and I'll go get the demo after that, and they really stitched that one together patchwork style, but that was a pretty looking way to get it done.
And full confidence, you can see on the left-hand side, full confidence in the comms out of Pioneers. They understand this is where Space Station can generate some momentum. They are dead set on stopping that. Rlsc up to the ceiling, doesn't have it. Now Daniel gonna need some help, and there is none coming, so SSG needs to reset for 1 or 2 more trips down the field. Arsenal indirect for himself off the ceiling. Super Lucky and Banana Head are double committed. And this is still just awkward in the corner. Somebody's got to take charge, and the pass is set away by Banana Head. No time left on the clock as Daniel just got hung up on the corner. Super Lucky trying to stuff this down, but Rlsc keeps it alive. Still got some hope to his left, but that one win there by Scrub will end it. And the Pioneers take game 1 achieved.
Nice opening again. Out the gates fast. 2 goals incredibly quickly, and Space Station kind of left scratching their heads for a while there, but that last minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, really started to find their footing. So you have to be concerned for Pioneers going into game 2 if Space Station able to come out there and start the next game like they ended the first one. So you have to like the approach from Pioneers early on, though. I mean, that challenge game in the midfield doing an excellent job really boxing in Space Station.
You know, this is a team in Pioneers that has to be far greater than the sum of its parts. You know, none of them are way up at the top of any particular stat category in Oceania, except a couple. I think maybe shooting and maybe shooting percentage. But they all right around the same in assists. They all work great as a team, and they've been together since December of 2020. Team chemistry is so critically important for a team like this in this environment because, look, all that chemistry can overcome the talent of Daniel and Arsenal and Rlsc here with SSG.
As certainly proven in game 1. They had a great approach to the game. The only problem is they're going to have to start making some adaptations because, like we saw, Space Station starting to get a little more physical, and that's really where Space Station thrives, creating chaos on the pitch, thriving and driving through the chaos, and that's where Pioneers really going to have to fight hard to come away with a win.
Scrub throughout the winter split, averaging just under a demolition a game. He has picked that up here at the major. Rlsc lets everybody go by. He'll get a shot off here, and Banana Head stuffed him.
I thought he was going to score after dropping that dribble.
Up in front now for Arsenal. Trying to get the flip reset. Still get the shot off again. And Pioneers letting SSG get very close to that blue goal. Now Rlsc, nothing there, and Arsenal will jump up. Gotta imagine Pioneers gotta be a little more proactive if they're gonna fend off SSG in game 2.
Definitely agree. You already know that you don't want to give space to Space Station because they will take it and they'll come and demo you, or if you just let them take pot shots like that, they may surprise you with their ability to place the ball impeccably.
Banana Head dumps this back into the corner. It feels so weird. We're at an international land, so much on the line. First event in 27 months with fans. And we're saying, yep, Banana Head gets a shot off on his Space Station gaming goal. I love OCE, man.
You gotta love a sense of humor.
Here's Rlsc. Just gonna leave that off, and Banana Head takes it away, so Daniel trying to get around Scrub. That bounces out high for Arsenal. Double on the way. Bang, bang.
Could you doubt it? Absolutely not. The trajectory of that bounce. You couldn't ask for anything better. The perfect follow through. on the backboard read. Arsenal tucking it in, top left corner. Yeah, you can have that one.
Daniel scored the lone tally for SSG in game 1. Arsenal has them in front, their first lead of this series. Again, a series that if Space Station can win, they will go directly into the top 8 at the YouTube Theater on Saturday. Banana Head gonna have that drop back for Scrub. Daniel takes charge, trying to waste a little bit of time, give his teammates time to get boosted up and in position, and Arsenal will play it out towards Daniel. Super Lucky, keen on the play. Now Scrub, nobody else can follow up. Everybody's starting to turn around, and boy, that little hesitation, again, gives SSG all the window they need to get out of danger.
That's exactly right. I mean, game 1, Pioneers were thriving on really being able to consistently keep the pressure on Space Station Gaming, and Space Station is adapting by really trying to stick that ball close, take it down onto the ground, force dribbles, put possession on themselves, and make Pioneers come and take the ball away rather than just, you know, punching the ball up to the midfield and Pioneers winning a couple of challenges. And so far, I think Space Station's approach is really making Pioneers question how aggressive they can be.
Pioneers threatening to start out SSG in their own zone. Got a boost steal, but they did not stop Arsenal from loading up. And he's waiting at the net as Rlsc will clear this away. But Scrub intercepts, looking for that midfield boost. Did not get it. He's working with nothing in the tank, but did as much as he could. And now Daniel plays that directly out. Scrub is waiting for it and just could not get control.
Yeah, he was trying to keep it close, kind of pop it up softly and take it again on a tap as that one's Banana Head save. Scrub to support. Arsenal floater, and thankfully enough time to recover for the Pioneers in the net.
Pioneers leading 1-0 in the last matchup of Group D. Arsenal diving down onto one. Scrub stopped him. Daniel and Super Lucky meet in the air, but it'll be Rlsc that comes away with it. Rlsc flip reset. Nothing to do with it, so he just lets it come to the ground. Arsenal trailing in behind. He'll challenge Banana Head. That'll drop down in front, and Super Lucky and Scrub combine on the defensive effort. Look, Pioneers have been great defensively, coming off the heels of a series that kind of got out of hand and away from them against Dignitas. They have answered back brilliantly here as we go to the final minute.
Definitely tightening up on defense. The problems are stemming from creative offensive scoring chances for the Pioneers, however. Really not able to break down that Space Station defense, not able to create or find as many gaps.
Arsenal takes out Super Lucky on the far side, but nothing else comes of that. Banana Head couldn't get control here, so Super Lucky has to come in off the respawn. Called into action far sooner than he would have liked. 30 seconds left now. Daniel. Bank is open. No, it's off the crossbar. Nobody got up for that ball. And I think Scrub was just hoping against all hope that that ball was off target. Fortunately, it was. But you're not seeing Pioneers move very quickly out of their zone at all. They're the team that's down one, and they're just being stuck at their own back line. Plenty of boost as a team, and they finally do clear midfield with 5 seconds left. Scrub with Super Lucky in behind. He's got to try and chase this down, and barely does, but that's spiked down, and we're all tied up at 1 game.
Really getting gummed up in their own corner. Incredibly tough for Pioneers to figure a way out of their own half. Space Station Gaming very comfortable and just sending one after the other into that corner and fighting for the ball in the corner. So pretty textbook game, I would say, for Space Station. Really not having to do anything too crazy. It was kind of just, okay, we're not going to increase pressure. We're not going to take a step back. We're really just going to keep driving through and seeing if Pioneers can find a way to break down our ability to bring the ball down and take it away from us. And Pioneers don't really have an answer to that at the moment, it would seem.
Sometimes the best defense can indeed be a suffocating offense, and that's what we saw at a Space Station. Sure, only 7 shots. It's not like they completely dominated, but the key number is that they held Pioneers to only 3 shots on target. And sure, sometimes the numbers lie a little bit, and there are some shots that were a little wide that counted. There weren't that many scoring opportunities for Pioneers. They were just not comfortable at all on the orange half of the field.
That's really what you're looking for here in Game 3. If you are going to try and beat Space Station, you certainly don't want to get the ball stuck on your own corner. Again, big fan of trying to move the ball laterally in your own half, force Space Station to spread themselves out and open up at least some lanes towards that midfield to at least get yourself unstuck from your own side and give yourselves a chance to at least go down the pitch and try and retain possession. But The next step after that is stopping Space Station's control. That's a great dish, and that is gonna be tapped home. Banana Head coming through right on time.
Yeah, it would have been a crying shame if they did not get this through. That's a brilliant pass out of Scrub that in the stats he won't get any credit for, but certainly well done. Pioneers get a lead early in game 3. And that's the key for the Pioneers. Get in front early, not let SSG start that snowball rolling downhill. We saw kind of our first Arsenal roar of the day. Got to keep him in check because as he goes, so too does SSG.
And you got to like the start from Pioneers, as you were saying. 30 seconds and already doing a good job to at least push Space Station back into the orange half. And here's their first real test. How quickly can you break out of your hole?
That shot on target over Super Lucky, but Banana Head had the save. Thrown in front again, and Scrub's got all day to play this ball. He did not have much going on in game 2 at all. Trying to get himself involved in this series because he's going to need to. You know, you cannot have any weak links against a team of this caliber as this goes across, and Banana Head will chase it down on the near side.
Oh, I like that idea.
Unfortunately, nobody else could get to the ball, so, you know, great idea in theory. In practice, need a little more coordination. Daniel has the flip reset, waited until the last moment, and Rlsc will finish off the play.
And again, here you see the Pioneers. Look at them get stuck on their own goal line here, trying to figure out what Daniel is even doing with that approach. Is he going to try and drive it towards the backboard? Is he going to try and drive it into the top corner of the net? No, he's going to just take all the space you've given him down in front and dish it across the box where Rlsc is waiting for it. So many different looks to contend with. It's tough.
I mean, I think everybody identified he had the flip reset, and so often we'll see somebody will wait, go for like a ground pinch. No, very creative play, getting the pass off, and Rlsc right there on the spot. Banana Head will clear this away right at Daniel, and well, he's the last guy that Pioneers want to see on the ball. And for SSG, so important for Daniel to get going after he struggled early in the series against Dignitas yesterday, and then he looked like Daniel again as we got near the end.
Certainly starting to settle in for sure. Missed clear though, and thankfully Rlsc can bail him out, coming back on rotation from the midfield as Pioneers starting to get kind of their first chance at regaining offensive control, as Daniel with a great mix-up there, delaying the timing. And again, this ball just stuck in this Pioneers corner, and that's been really the big problem for him. There's been no easy ways out of there, and Daniel got caught grabbing boost, but indeed, just in time, Arsenal rotating back.
This is not a matchup that Rlsc and SSG were particularly worried about coming in. I mean, I think they kind of had the tunnel vision on Dignitas, like, all right, that's the big hurdle to overcome. Fortunately for them, they had that out of the way before this series, as Super Lucky bullies his way through. And I have to imagine SSG are getting far more than they bargained for out of Pioneers.
It's been a fight so far. They haven't really had to relinquish control of the game too often, but Pioneers are certainly making them work quite hard offensively to really break them down consistently, as Daniel trying to stick Super Lucky to the wall there. Unfortunately for Pioneers, still struggling to really keep possession, and it's that physical play as you see Rlsc taking a big bite out of Super Lucky in the midfield, opening up that space for Space Station Gaming, and then that natural speed and mechanical ability coming through to not give them a second goal. Scrub is going to get deflected out into his own corner, and Space Station threatening.
Super Lucky has been bullied throughout this series. They have targeted him, it seems like. Banana Head always able to make the most of an awkward situation on the pitch. Now it's Arsenal. Sky one up there for himself, and it's all the time in the world for Banana Head. There's nobody on the blue half of the field other than Arsenal way across the field. And now Daniel gonna have that drop down to the corner. Final minute. Overtime looming in a critical, tie-breaking third game here. Super Lucky lets this go. Now he'll have it. I think both teams playing far more conservatively than they have at any other point in this series, and that's got to favor Pioneers.
Not if you make mistouches like that. Super Lucky able to deflect it out into the corner. That's a good demo to really try and take the midfield